everyone, my name is Karen. This is my channel Rather Be Reading, and today I'm bringing to you a 5-star TBR predictions wrap up. So several months ago, I'm actually not sure how long ago it was that I posted a video predicting some 5-star reads. I had 3 books in that video. I have now completed all 3 of those books, and so I wanted to do a wrap up of the 3 of them and find out whether they were in fact 5-star reads. Just in case you don't know, I don't do this based off my entire TBR because I have over 400 books on my TBR and it would take me forever to read them because I read, in case you didn't know, my TBR pretty much chronologically as from when I received them or acquired them. So I basically take the top shelf of my TBR and I pick out the 5 stars from that, and then once I get to them, I'll do another, I will have another predictions coming up. So anyway, who cares? Let's talk about the books. I'm going to talk about these in order of how I rated them. So the first book that I had on my 5-star TBR predictions was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas. This is, of course, a classic beast of a novel that is about all you really need to know about it is that it's about a man who ends up being falsely imprisoned for a crime he did not commit, and it's about him seeking vengeance against the people who caused him to be falsely imprisoned. That's all I'm going to say, and it's a long story about that. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars, so not quite a 5-star, but I did genuinely really enjoy this. It's 1,500 pages. There were a couple of points in the middle where it did kind of drag a little bit. It got a little bit confusing at points because there were a lot of characters with kind of several different names. So that got a little bit confusing at points, but I did love it. I did genuinely really enjoy it, but it wasn't a full 5-star, but a really solid 4-star read for me. So there was that one. The next book that I had on my 5-star TBR predictions was Night Film by Marisha Pessl. This I gave a 4.25 out of 5 stars. So this is, how do I describe this? It's about a man who is a journalist, and he was very kind of a well thought of journalist, but has kind of fallen down in the, in people's views because of something I think that happened. And there is a girl who has recently been found dead, who is the daughter of a very famous movie director. And it's been ruled a suicide, but this journalist doesn't believe that it was suicide, and he starts to basically try to investigate this death and find out what happened. It does have some multimedia type stuff in here. You get some websites and pictures and things like that throughout it. It's very creepy and unsettling in parts. This movie director was a famous horror thriller, cult classic type of movie director. A lot of his movies were banned from mainstream release, and it's very much kind of black market type of acquiring of his movies. And there's a lot around the director and his kind of cult status and all of that, and it's very creepy in parts. I really did enjoy this. Obviously I gave it 4.25 out of 5 stars. Didn't quite hit a 5 stars. I just didn't think that this was quite, it just didn't reach 5-star heights for me, but it is genuinely a really solid mystery thriller, dark. Having said that, for me, I know that this book is very polarizing. There's a lot of people who really didn't enjoy this book, but for me it was a really good one. Like I say, not quite a 5-star, but I do recommend, if you think the plot sounds interesting, I'd recommend giving it a go because I did personally really enjoy it. And the final book that was on my 5-star TBR predictions was All the Rage by Courtney Summers. You may know, if you saw my most recent reads video, that I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. So I did have one correct prediction in this video, because you guys know, if you watch my channel, I'm very stingy with 5-star ratings. This is in fact the only 5-star that I've given to a new book. I've had a couple of rereads that were 5 stars that I already knew were 5 stars, but this is the first book that I've read for the first time that I've given 5 stars in 2020. I'm real stingy, and I've read, I think, 75 books, close to 75 books so far this year. This is YA contemporary rape fiction following a girl who was sexually assaulted prior to the beginning of the novel. It's about her kind of trying to deal with that, the aftermath of that. And then there are some events that take place that tie in to her previous assault that kind of are being dealt with as well. Really, really enjoyed this. I will just quickly say, because I forgot to mention it in my recent reads video, that there is also, so let me quickly backtrack and say everything I already said in that video that I really loved about this. Really well done, I mean, anger-inducing, the way that the main character is treated makes me really angry, but I thought it was really well done. The way that it's portrayed of the character trying to move on from what's gone on, I thought was really well done. It felt very raw and honest. There's a couple of lines that were said in this that hit me in the throat. The thing that I forgot to mention, that I meant to mention in my recent read video too, is I actually really liked the parents in this, because a lot of times in this type of story, or in YA generally, we all know the missing parents is like a big thing. You know, the parents are just never around or are very unsupportive. I really did quite like the portrayal of the parents in this, of parents who are trying to be supportive but are struggling themselves. They don't know the right way to be supportive in a situation like this. So I really liked the portrayal of that as well, and I just genuinely highly recommend this book. Really, really loved it. Like I said, this was a 5 out of 5 stars. So not a bad set of predictions. Like, there was nothing lower than a 4-star in this stack, so not too bad, not too shabby. I will very soon, either later this month or sometime next month, have a new set of 5-star TBR predictions. I haven't figured out what they're going to be yet, so that's one of my favorite things to do, is to come up with a new set of predictions, to go through that first shelf on my TBR and pick out the things that I think are going to be 5-star reads. So stay tuned for that coming on my channel soon. But I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. If you've read any of these books, were they 5-star reads for you? I would love to know. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye, guys.